Hey everybody, time for my Week 2 NFL picks. But before I get to the games of this week, let's take a look at how I did last week. Last week, you know what, week 1's usually tough, but it was a respectable week for me. I went 9-7 on my picks, including my upset pick last week of the Green Bay Packers beating the Chicago Bears, and boy did they ever beat them. All right, let's get to the games of week 2. These are straight up picks. I will give you the point spread for those that want to know what the point spread is. Start off with the Thursday night game. The Minnesota Vikings travel to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Vikings 0-1. The Eagles 1-0. Philadelphia is a 6-point favorite for this game. I think Philadelphia's defense is going to be a contributing factor into the outcome of this game. I really like what I saw with them on Sunday, and it is a home game. I'm going with the Eagles to win to stay at 2-0. The Baltimore Ravens travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Ravens 1-0. The Bengals 0-1. Cincinnati is a 3.5-point favorite for this game. This was there are a few games this week that were quite hard to pick. This is one of them because Baltimore looks good, but they lost J.K. Dobbins, pardon me, for the year. The Bengals, I don't know what happened with them Sunday. I don't know. It just was a completely different team. But I think Cincinnati's going to be able to rebound this week. They will get their first win. I like the Bengals to beat the Ravens. The Chicago Bears travel to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. The Bears are 0-1. The Bucks are 1-0. It is Tampa, a 2.5-point favorite, coming off a big win against the Minnesota Vikings on the road. A surprising win. The Bears did not look good at all. I don't think we're going to see the Bears looking good at all in this game. I'm actually going to take Tampa Bay to win, to go 2-0, surprisingly, to start the year. I like Tampa Bay. Green Bay Packers travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Both teams 1-0. It is Green Bay favored by a point. This could be a good game. I'm going to go with the Packers on this one, though. I just liked what I saw with Green Bay on Sunday. I'm not saying how Atlanta played wasn't good. It was good. It was good to beat the Panthers. But I just liked how Green Bay played this week. I'm going to take the Packers to win. The Indianapolis Colts travel to Houston to play the Texans. Both teams are 0-1. It is Indy favored by a point. Indianapolis looked surprisingly good against Jacksonville last week. They were in there till almost the very end of that game. Houston just was not themselves against Baltimore. I kind of like what I saw with Indy. I'm going to take the Colts to win to get their first win of the season. The Kansas City Chiefs travel to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. The Chiefs are 0-1. The Jaguars are 1-0. Kansas City favored by 3.5. Travis Kelce's going to be back. Chris Jones is going to be back. I think we're going to get the real Chiefs real soon. We're going to see what they really look like. And I think it's going to start with this game. Jacksonville's a really good team, but Kansas City, now with the two of their big players back, is going to be a determining factor. I like Kansas City to win on the road. The Los Angeles Chargers had the Tennessee to play the Titans. Both teams are 0-1. The Chargers are favored by 3. This is another interesting game. I could easily see both these teams winning this game. I think 3 is very generous as the point spread. I'm going to go with the Chargers, but I think it's going to be maybe a 1 or 2 point victory for the Chargers. It's going to be really close. It's going to be competitively close all the way. I'm taking the Chargers to win. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Raiders are 1-0. The Bills are 0-1, but it is Buffalo, a 9.5 point favorite, tied for the biggest margin as far as the point spread goes this week. Buffalo, look, Josh Allen owned up to it. He admitted it was his fault they lost the game Monday night. I don't think he's going to let that happen twice. I like the Bills getting their first win of the year, beating the Raiders. The Seattle Seahawks travel to Detroit to play the Lions. Seahawks 0-1. Lions are 1-0. Detroit favored by 5.5 points, coming off probably the biggest win of the week against Kansas City. That was a statement game for the Lions. And forget about what Mike Tirico said at the end of that game, saying it was an asterisk win. No, they beat the world champs. The Lions went out, beat the world champs in Kansas City. No asterisk as far as I'm concerned. Lions are a legit team, and they're going to go 2-0 this week. I like Detroit beating Seattle. The New York Giants head to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Both teams are 0-1. The Giants are a 5.5-point favorite. Will the Giants score a point this week? That's going to be the key question. I think they will, but I saw Arizona play Sunday. That's going to be a scrappy team all year. They're going to be in a lot of games that they're not supposed to be in, and I think this is going to be one of them. And I think that so highly. This is my upset pick of the week this week. I'm going with the Cardinals at home beating the New York Giants. The Cardinals are going to get their first win of the year this week. They will beat the Giants. The San Francisco 49ers travel to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Both teams are 1-0. San Francisco favored by 8. They have owned the Rams these last several years in the regular season. I do not see that changing at all. I'm taking the 49ers to win to go to 2-0 on the season. The New York Jets travel to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Both teams are 1-0. Dallas is favored by 9.5. Like I said, Detroit had the biggest win of the week, but Dallas had the most impressive win of the week, the way they played. And with no Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, it's going to be interesting to see how the Jets go the rest of the way. I did not have the Jets winning this game before. I definitely don't have them winning this game now. I'm taking the Cowboys to win this game to go to 2-0. It'll be interesting to see how the Dallas defense does against the Jets. The Washington Commanders travel to Denver to play the Broncos. The Commanders are 1-0. The Broncos are 0-1. Denver favored by 3.5 points. They're coming off a heartbreaking loss against the Raiders last week. This is an interesting game for the reason of, can Russell Wilson and the O-line of the Broncos hold off the defense of the Commanders? Because the Commanders only gave up 9 points last week. That touchdown that Arizona had was on a strip sack fumble. So that's not on the defense. But the fact that the Commanders only allowed 9 points last week shows that's going to be a really good defense. And also, how is Sam Howell going to do in week 2? He had a so-so week. Let's see how it goes. I think this is going to be a very close game, but I'm going to take the Broncos. I almost said Commanders, but I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game. They're going to go to 1-1 in the year, but I do expect this to be a close game. Your Sunday night game, the Miami Dolphins travel to New England to play the Patriots. The Dolphins 1-0, Patriots 0-1. Miami favored by 2.5 points, coming off a great win against the Chargers last week. I expect this to be a close, competitive game. I think the fact that this game is being played in New England in September may actually help the Dolphins more than it'll hurt them. So I'm going to take the Dolphins to win this game to go to 2-0. But New England looked good towards the end, but that was a second half game. Now they got to put it together for the first half and the second half. Let's see how they do there, but I like Miami to win. We've got 2 Monday night games. The New Orleans Saints travel to Carolina to play the Panthers. The Saints 1-0, the Panthers 0-1. New Orleans is favored by 3. This should be a competitive NFC South battle, but I'm going to go with the Saints. I just like the Saints. I think Carolina eventually will get it together and they will be a good team, but Derek Carr is leading the way right now for the Saints. I like where they're going. I'm going to take New Orleans to win. And the other Monday night game, the Cleveland Browns travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. The Browns are 1-0 and the Steelers are 0-1. I did not expect that coming. Cleveland favored by 2.5. You know what? I'm going to take the Browns to win. I think they're going to shock a lot of people, and they're going to start off the season 2-0, beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh to shock a lot of people. So, do you agree or disagree with my picks? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Had to move the mouse real quick. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, pardon me, so you can see other videos that I do. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy your week 2 of the NFL.